Picture this. Sunday afternoon, Pennsylvania. A group of guys tossing a football in a public park, laughing, joking around, living their best, boring lives. Absolute menaces to society. At least, that's what the state of Pennsylvania apparently thought, because a police cruiser pulled up and one of those guys ended the day in handcuffs. His crime? Playing football on a Sunday in a park in the United States of America in the 21st century. Welcome to Illegal Bylaw, where we document the real cases behind America's most baffling legislation. And trust me, it only gets worse from here. To understand this masterpiece of lawmaking, we need to travel back to 1933. The Great Depression is in full swing. Unemployment is at 25%. People are losing their homes, their savings, their dignity. Naturally, the Pennsylvania state legislature looked at all of this suffering and said, you know what this country really needs right now? A law banning football on Sundays. Priorities. Act 33 of 1933 was part of something called Blue Laws, a tradition going back to the Puritans, who believed that God personally tracked whether you were having fun on Sundays and judged you accordingly. No baseball, no football, no public amusements, just sitting quietly and thinking about what you'd done. Now you might be thinking, okay, this was 1933. Clearly they got rid of that at some point. Ha! As of the early 2000s, Act 33 was still sitting in the Pennsylvania Legal Code. Nobody enforced it. Nobody talked about it. It just existed, like that one relative at Thanksgiving who's technically still family but everyone pretends isn't there. Until one Sunday afternoon, someone decided to enforce it. So, back to our guys in the park. The officers show up, responding to a neighbor's complaint. And here's where it gets interesting. One of them, let's call him Marcus, makes the bold decision to ask a completely reasonable question. Officer, what law are we actually breaking right now? The officer cited Act 33 of 1933. Marcus, who, like literally every other human being alive, had never heard of this law, said it couldn't possibly still be valid. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the point of no return. Because the moment you tell a police officer that a law doesn't exist, even when you are completely, factually, historically correct in your outrage, things tend to escalate in a direction that does not end with you finishing your football game. Marcus was arrested, handcuffed, placed in a police cruiser, taken to a station, all because he threw a football on a Sunday. The founding fathers are somewhere doing a slow clap. Marcus walked away with a fine and a disorderly conduct citation. Not prison, not execution, though give the Puritans time. But here's the part nobody talks about. A citation on your record, even a minor, completely absurd one, shows up on background checks, job applications, housing applications. It follows you because the legal system has a very long memory and absolutely zero sense of humor. Lawyers confirmed Act 33 was the legitimate legal basis for the stop. It had never been repealed. The state just kind of forgot about it, the way you forget about that gym membership you're still paying for. And across America right now, there are thousands of laws exactly like this, forgotten relics from different eras, different values, different definitions of what counts as a crime. Still valid, still enforceable, just sitting there, waiting for a neighbor with a grudge, an officer having a bad day, or just a very slow Sunday. Pennsylvania has since faced pressure to clean up its legal code. Some blue laws were quietly shelved, but repealing a law requires actual legislative effort. And apparently American politicians have better things to do, like passing new ones. So next Sunday, when you're out in the park, playing catch, shooting hoops, enjoying your constitutionally ambiguous freedom, just know, somewhere in your state's legal code, there is probably a law that says you can't. This was illegal by law. Every case is documented. Every law is real. Subscribe, because next episode we found something even better. And by better, I mean significantly worse.